As the attack on Shibuya continues, Yuji encounters a barrier that blocks out sorcerers. He gives it a powerful punch. But oh boy, those curtains were tough as nails. Ino was pretty impressed by Yuji's strength, even comparing him to Nanami. Megumi suggests they find a weak spot in those pesky barriers. Yuji, while kicking some transfigured humans, asks why. Ino explains that barriers are all about protecting yourself, and the user must be hiding inside one of those curtains. But Yuji drops a bombshell about the barrier he broke in Meiji Jingimi Station, and Ino understands the logic. Basically, if there is a higher chance of the barrier user being caught, the stronger the barrier. Guess what? They all realize that the curse user must be somewhere very visible in the city. And where do their eyes wander? Yep, Shibuya Central Tower. Now, on top of the tower, 3 curse users are having a little chat. They wonder if the Jujutsu sorcerers are onto them. Yep, the top of the tower was like the most obvious place in the city. But Yuji and Ino decide to scale the tower with the help of a neat little trick from Megumi. Yuji's wire snags all 3 curse users like a pro. Ino quickly deals with the talisman thingies that power the curtains, but there are 2 missing. Awasaka has them, and that's when the wire sends him flying straight to the ground. While Yuji and Megumi went after Awasaka, Ino stayed back to face the old lady sorcerer and her grandson. He pulled down his mask ready to fight the curse users. Meanwhile, Yuji and Megumi are shocked that Awasaka seemed uninjured after falling from the tall building. The 2 sorcerers decide not to waste any time on him and fight Awasaka together. They are giving Awasaka a run for his money, but Awasaka seems indestructible, and the boys are stumped. Ino, on the other hand, is all about looking up to Nanami and doing things right. He summons his cool beast, Kaichi, and starts drilling into the enemy. And then there's Raiki, this black liquid thing that he uses to zip around and give the grandson a hard time. But Ogami, the elder curse user, has a trick up her sleeve. She's about to perform some freaky ritual, and Ino tries to stop her. However, the grandson protects her, and Ino realizes something's off. Then, there's this crazy twist. The grandson gobbles up Toji Zenin's DNA, and now he's got Toji's physical powers. But let's take a little detour to the past. On December 7th, 1989, Satoru Gojo was born. At that time, Jujutsu sorcerers were busy with cursed spirits, so the likes of Ogami and Awasaka were free to do their thing as hitmen. But Satoru Gojo changed everything, and now Awasaka's fighting today to get his freedom back to trample over the weak. Back to the present, Megumi's still wondering why Awasaka isn't getting hurt. He's got a sneaky theory about the curse user's power, and he's ready to test it out. They manage to retreat, and it's all part of Megumi's plan. Meanwhile, Ino's got his hands full, too. He's up against the grandson, who's been juiced up by Toji's soul. It's a tough fight for Ino, no doubt. He tried to summon his 4th beast, but too late, as the Toji-like grandson quickly stopped and pummeled him. As for Yuji and Megumi, they figured out what his technique might be. It's something called inverse. Attacks get weaker the stronger they are. But guess what? Yuji and Megumi outsmart him by using a mix of strong and weak blows. They knock Awasaka out cold with his own technique. Megumi gives Yuji a pat on the back for his refined attacks, and Yuji's pretty surprised that Megumi's impressed. Meanwhile, Kento Nanami is reminiscing about his life before sorcery came into the picture. Then, he stumbles upon his buddy, Kiyotaka Ijichi, at Shibuya Station, and he is in really bad shape. Nanami is not happy seeing his pal in this state. Fast forward to Meimei slowly chasing after a curse user sent to kill her, Ebona. This guy's missing a leg, by the way. She talks about how she hit a limit and had to train herself more while UI cheers her on. They've got Ebona on the ropes, and Meimei's all about asking deep questions about the value of a person's life. Poor Ebona couldn't figure that out and ended up on the wrong side of Meimei's axe. Now, Yuji and Megumi continue their mission to lift the sorcery curtain, keeping folks out of Shibuya Station. Then, they saw Ino falling off the Shibuya building and they scampered to catch him in midair, who took a tumble from the sea tower. Oh, and here's a twist. Ogami wants her grandson to do some sorcerer busting, but turns out Toji Fushiguro has taken the wheel in her grandson's body. Toji's got no time for chit-chat and follows orders by taking out sorcerers, first killing off the old lady. Moving on, the Zenin team's doing their thing at Shibuya Station, battling some transfigured humans. Nobara and Akari get word that Ijichi was in a scuffle. Assistants like him are essential for communication because regular phones don't work. So, it's time for the girls to go on a rescue mission. Yuji and Megumi decide to split up. Yuji's heading for the station, and Megumi's got his hands full taking care of Ino. While they're at it, UI's telling his sister that the barrier is gone, and Meimei's all hyped up about Gojo owing her big time. Nobara and Akari run into a curse user named Haruta Shigemo. This guy's creepy and seems to enjoy causing trouble. Nobara suspects he's the one who attacked Ijichi, and they hatch a plan to escape, while Nobara fights to keep him busy. Unfortunately, it doesn't go as smoothly as they'd hoped, as Haruta uses his cursed weapon to badly injure Akari and knock out Nobara. They find themselves in a tight spot. But fear not, because just when things are looking grim, Nanami steps in. He's not happy with this curse user, and he's got some questions. Shigemo tries to fight back, but it's no use. Nanami's got the skills, and he ain't messing around. He's a true grade 1 Jujutsu sorcerer. Meanwhile, deep in the subway, Meimei crosses paths with Pseudo-Geto. It's a surprising encounter, and they exchange some words while Meimei wonders if Gojo didn't kill Geto the previous year and made the horrific plan together. But Gojo is too powerful to use such a complicated plan. She also suspected that this might be a fake Geto. The fake Geto leaves behind a super creepy disease curse to fight Meimei. Back at the station, Yuji's making his way through the deserted halls. He's got a feeling that something's not quite right. And guess who he runs into? Choso, who's on a quest to avenge his brothers that Yuji exorcised. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more videos.